Hey everybody, it is Mike Young, lifestyle nutritionist with aPlantBasedDiet.org. Welcome to chapter 45 of the Live to 150 book. It's about the concept of moderation. We need to pause for a minute and talk about the concept of moderation, because it seems like everybody's excuse, like a really good buzzword. Hey, look, I don't want to be an extremist like you. I just want to, do this in moderation. That's what you got to do. There's something wrong with you if you think otherwise. But the problem is the whole concept of moderation is based on the fact that the idea that there isn't one right way to do something, there isn't one optimal way to do something. And of course, all we're talking about is optimizing health. So as Dr. Michael Greger points out, when he explains the concept of moderation, he says, well, don't hit yourself with a real big hammer, hit yourself with a smaller hammer. Okay, that's generally what it is, because if you're doing something wrong, it doesn't matter if you're doing it less, it's still wrong and harmful to your body. And not to mention, that also takes into account that you're trusting the person who says that they're doing something in moderation, that they're actually doing it in a way that is truly moderating and that is not excessive. And I have a feeling that people who practice the concept of moderation generally don't have the best, they're grading their own test. They don't have the best viewpoint here when they're trying to figure out if they're doing it right or not, if they're ever even analyzing it. They just want to feel like they can go ahead and do whatever they want, I think is what it really is. Let me know in the comments if you have any examples of this, because that's what I've had examples of. I've had, whenever you have a discussion with somebody about the concept of moderation, they're usually doing something that they know is wrong, but they don't want to appear like an extremist and they don't want to cut it out altogether. And of course, as we have so many chapters in this book, we'll probably end up having 150 chapters in this book. There are plenty of things that you can either do right or wrong. And whether you're going to live to 150 and be healthy and be happy and have a lot of fun, all depends on how many of these things that you actually try to follow. The problem is that up to this point in time, most humans have not really done anything, and their concept of fun, like we talked about in the last chapter, was really just doing whatever the hell they want, whenever they feel like it. And that usually has resulted, if you look back at it, like I have been looking back at it, in disaster, in a completely unhealthy, sick type of a lifestyle, and nobody wants that. So moderation really should be something that you don't bother with, because even if it's true that you can just not do so much of one little bad thing, like I said, the chance of you getting that just right and doing it in a way that's not going to harm your body is very, very low. It's just like how people say, well, you know what, Mike, you gave us this diet here in chapter 42 where you explained everything that you should eat. Well, I'm going to follow that, but only to about 95%. Okay, 95%, and I'll do just fine. And the reality is, yeah, you could probably just do 95% of that, and you still would have no negative consequences from doing only 5%, like cheat meals or whatever. But the reality is, are you truly able to stick to that? That's the psychology part behind here, because most people are not able to stick to that. Let me know in the comments if you have any examples of that, of people who say this and just cannot stick to it. I mean, our organization is called a plant-based diet, and everyone says diets don't work. But anytime you focus on something and try it, you will succeed. The problem is that most people can't stick to it for any length of time. That's why I'm saying moderation is probably not going to work long term. You can have a cheat meal here and there. Don't get me wrong. I think we have a chapter on cheat meals too. But that's fine. But don't do it any other way. That's your moderation. That's your form. Stay away from moderation. We want to health optimize. We just want to not abuse. And whenever you are using the word moderation, you're probably abusing your body too much. Your body is not going to be okay with it, even if you can somehow mentally convince yourself that what you're doing is all right. Your body is the real judge of what's going on. So hopefully this explains my thoughts on moderation, and I'm not basing them on my opinion. This is my thoughts on what I see others doing. If you have some great example of moderation, by all means, let us know in the comments. I would like to hear, maybe you'll change my mind if you give me some examples. I just have never seen it. I've never seen it work out well in the real world, in real life. So thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like the video if you got some value out of this. And I look forward to seeing you in the next chapter. Bye-bye.